Hey everybody, my name is Raquel. Sorry for the mess up earlier, but this is my second post. Hopefully this will work. I'm in the second year of my the counselor education program at ECU. Um, I've done both summers, so I am projected to graduate this May. Very excited. Completed my practicum in a high school setting. Now my internship is in an elementary setting, and I'm very excited. So I am looking forward to seeing what that's got in store. Um, I know that through elementary settings, I'll most likely be working with psychoeducational groups and some counseling groups. And I'm pretty sure I want to work with elementary students. I guess I'll decide that after my internship, but I'm pretty sure that's what I want to do. So for in the future, I'll most likely be working with those types of groups also. Psychoeducational groups with elementary school. Um, could be a number of things, such as teaching them how to note take is one I've already talked about with the counselor that I'm currently working with at Angel Elementary. Um, Another one is teaching them, how to study, teaching them organizational skills, time management skills. I mean, there's a lot. There's also preventative ones such as bullying and what to do when you see this happen. So those are the types of groups I'm going to be working with. Counseling groups, I'm probably going to work with some also. There's a few students that have already been identified that I need to work with who have some deeper issues and that need a little bit room for growing. So in the school setting, I would say primarily psychoeducational groups, but some counseling groups will also be thrown in there also. One thing I found interesting um, in the textbook, I'm going to jump on the bandwagon and say groupthink. I have always really been like amazed by groupthink. I remember learning about it in NC State at my undergrad, and I remember reading an experiment done on it, and there was an experiment with people who would ride an elevator and they would ride the elevator backwards. And then the people who would get on the elevator with the people who were already on the elevator that were riding it like backwards, they were facing backwards, people would just get on it and they would face backwards also because there was already a group of people who were faced backwards. So they were thinking as a group, even though they weren't really identified with that group. Just because they were around that group, they were thinking like it. Um, it's the same when you go with voting. When you were little, you voted in the classroom. They say put your head down and vote because if you see how other people vote, well, you're going to be influenced. So I think that's really interesting. Um, so um, that's one thing to also keep in mind with doing small groups is you need to make sure that the people you're doing the small group with is comfortable around each other so that they will, put their input individually as long even though they're there as a group, they're there to gain as individuals also and not just as a group. So it's important that we know that group think is there and it can happen. So um, we need to be aware of that as counselors. But so that's me, and I look forward to seeing you all Monday night. Thanks.